called A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square. Lyrics to the song by Eric Maschwitz. When two lovers meet in Mayfair, so the legends tell, songbirds sing, winter turns to spring, every winding street in Mayfair falls beneath the spell. I know such enchantment can be, because it happened one evening to me. That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dancing at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. The moon that lingered over London town, poor puzzled moon, he wore a frown. How could he know we two were so in love? The whole darn world seemed upside down. The streets of town were paved in stars. It was such a romantic affair. And as we kissed and said goodnight, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Our homeward step was just as light as the tap-dancing feet of a stair, and like an echo far away, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I know, because I was there that night in Berkeley Square.
Ragtime, a poem by Wilfred Wilson Gibson. A minx in khaki struts the lime-lit boards with false mustache, set smirk and ogling eyes, and straddling legs and swinging hips she tries to swagger it like a soldier while the chords of rampant ragtime jangle, clash, and clatter, and over the brassy blare and drumming din, she strains to squirt her squeaky notes and thin spurtle of sniggering lascivious patter. Then out into the jostling strand I turn, and down a dark lane to a quiet river, one stream of silver under the full moon, and think of how cold searchlights flare and burn over dank trenches where men crouch and shiver, humming to keep their hearts up that same tune.
welcome. Welcome to the Bath Church. I am the Reverend Dr. Cindy Parker. I'm the senior pastor here at the Bath Church, and it's with joy and gratitude that we welcome you here today to our beautiful sanctuary. We're so glad that you're here. Here at the Bath Church, we believe that no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. Thank you, church. And so we're glad that you've joined us today. We'd like to say a huge thank you to the Epiphany Arts, the whole entire gathering of folks that have put on this amazing art show for us. So I don't see Shirley. Where is she? She might be out there, but MJ Haas and all the folks that have done such an amazing job bringing such beauty into our sanctuary and into our place. We'd like to give them a round of applause. Thank you. It's always a sad day when all the art comes down because then everything looks a little bit bleaker. Thank you to all the artists who showed their work. I'd like to also thank Tim Eck, our music director, and Jeff Sonoda, our organist, and all the musicians for sharing their gifts with us today so that we can experience a little bit of God's blessing here. So thank you all so much. And then you're all invited to come back and join us. If you are not busy on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock, we worship here in this beautiful space. Also, we have our own Facebook page and YouTube channel. So join us because all are welcome here.
Flower Gathering, a poem by Robert Frost. I left you in the morning, and in the morning glow, you walked away beside me to make me sad to go. Do you know me in the gloaming, gaunt and dusty gray with roaming? Are you dumb because you know me not, or dumb because you know? All for me, and not a question for the faded flowers gay that could take me from beside you for the ages of a day. They are yours, and be the measure of what they're worth for you to treasure, to measure of the little while that I've been long away.
J'étais déjà leur ombre sur son sacré qui cueillit comme des sombres, éveillé par le chant des oiseaux tapageurs. Oh, maîtresse, c'est l'heure où je te veux sourire.
John 1, 1 through 3, a translation from the Message Bible. The Word was first, the Word present to God, God present to the Word. The Word was God, in readiness for God from day one. Everything was created through him. Nothing, not one thing, came into being without him.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God.
In the beginning was
The same was in the beginning with God, and the Word was God.
the beginning with God. The same was in the beginning with God. And the same was in the beginning with God. 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 And the Word was God. All things were made. Nothing was made. He has not made. All things were made.
beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
And the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and He was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and He was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word, and the Word, and the Word, and the Word was God.
The Letter, a poem by Amy Lowell. Little cramped words scrawling all over the paper like draggled flies' legs. What can you tell of the flaring moon through the oak leaves, or of my uncertain window and the bare floor spattered with moonlight? Your silly quirks and twists have nothing in them of blossoming hawthorns, and this paper is dull, crisp, smooth, virgin of loveliness beneath my hand. I am tired, beloved, of chafing my heart against the want of you, of squeezing it into little ink drops and posting it. And I scald, alone, here under the fire of the great moon.
History of this aria, where it is in the opera. This is from Werther by Jules Massenet. At this point, Charlotte and her lover Werther have been separated, and she is married to another. And throughout this aria, you will be going on a journey with Charlotte as she reads through the letters that Werther has been writing her, and their love journey now that they're separated.
je suis seul, seul, toujours seul. Oh, personne près de lui, pas un seul témoignage de tendresse, oh même de pitié. D'ordonner cet exil et cet isolement. Des cris joyeux d'enfants montent sous ma fenêtre, des cris d'enfants. Et je pense aussi tant, si doux, devant chère pitié, jolie autour de nous. Nous oublierons peut-être. Non, veux-dire, dans le souvenir, votre image reste vivant, et quand vous reviendrez, n'y doit-il revenir? Oh, c'est le briller ma glace et m'épouvante. Tu me dis à Noël, et j'écrirai jamais, avant bientôt connaître que de nous disait vrai. Et si je ne dois reparaître au jour fixé devant toi, ne m'acquise pas le remords. Ne m'acquise pas le remords. De ses yeux si pleins de charme, ces lignes de tes larmes. Oh, Charlotte, et tu frémiras. Tu
The Organist. Excerpts from a poem by George W. Stevens. I wonder how the organist can do so many things. He's getting ready long before the choir stands up and sings. He's pressing buttons, pushing stops. He's pulling here and there and testing all the working parts while listening to the prayer. He runs a mighty big machine. It's full of funny things. A mass of boxes, pipes, and tubes, and sticks, and slats, and strings. There's little whistles for a scent, and rows and rows and rows. I'll bet there's 20 miles of tubes as large as garden hose. He plays it with his fingers, and he plays it with his toes, and if he really wanted to, he'd play it with his nose. He's sliding up and down the bench. He's working with his knees. He's dancing round with both his feet as lively as you please. I always like to take a seat where I can see him go. He's better than a sermon, and he does me good, I know. I like the life and movement, and I like to hear him play. He's the most exciting thing in town on Sabbath day.
Well, good afternoon. It's so nice to see so many of you here today. Clearly, we are surrounded by creative energy between the participants in the concert and all the artists that are represented here. 172 artists brought their precious treasures here about a month ago and have been hung, and we've enjoyed them all of these bleak weeks. Would the artists that are here please stand for recognition? You have name tags too. Thank you so much. As Pastor Cindy said, we've clearly been fed with the color and form of all of this surrounding us, and it will be sorely missed when it's gone. Now, the committee that puts this all together, they're only 25, and this is our 23rd show, and literally most of that team is together from the day one. There actually are 4 teams. The first is the hale and hearty men that go and get those panels and bring them back and put them together and position them so the flow of the artwork makes it easier for you visiting to see everything that you can. There's a team in the hospitality room, and that's led by Dennis Meyer. Dennis, would you stand, please, for a second? Oh, there you are. Thank you for your leadership. The narthex is led, sorry. The narthex is put together by Nancy Schrader, and unfortunately she's not here today, but she deserves a world of credit as well. Then Ron Taylor, who is a retired art professor from the University of Akron, as is Dennis Meyer. He does the sanctuary, along with Tom Jackson, who was actually one of Ron's students. And this year we had extra help with Tracy, who's Ron's daughter. This is a difficult room to hang. I must admit to you, it's overwhelming when we all arrive for this big hanging day. We see hundreds of paintings and hundreds of three-dimensional pieces that have to be placed just so. But it's a team of people that are dedicated, enthusiastic, and patient, and we're so grateful for how much they work on this and continue to do so. We're already looking forward to the 24th. Thank you so much.
I want to get those flowers. I'm not going to pick this up, but I just want you to notice the flowers. They're for you, okay? They're for you. So we want to thank Tim Eck, who is our wonderful director of music here at the Bath Church, for this program today. We didn't have a program last year, and it was sorely missed by everyone who came to the show. So Tim, this is for you. The flowers are from the art committee as a thank you from us to you for being how wonderful you are. Okay, so we want to thank you. Okay. So I have just a few things I need to share with all of you about when we're done and taking down your artwork, okay? And most of you have heard me, I've given the same speech, I think for 23 years. But if you have artwork in the sanctuary, we would ask that you just stand by your work, and a committee member that has a white flower will take your work down. Your work is wired up from the top, around the back, and back up again, and we would like to take it down for you and give it to you so we don't lose the gold hooks, which are absolutely priceless. So if your work is in the sanctuary, just kind of flag somebody down that has on a white flower, and they would be more than happy to take your work down. And then you need to sign out right at the back of this room. There's a white table, and if you would just sign out with your work, we would really appreciate it. If you have work in the narthex or in the hospitality room that is bought, someone bought it, we would like for you to leave it right there, and we will make sure that the buyer knows where your piece is, and we will get your money to you. If your work is not sold and you're here to pick it up, please sign out at the table right by the front door, and that way we'll know that you got your work. If I called you and told you that we've sold your work and you have money here, or you have a check, or we sold it yesterday or today, if you would go to the far right corner, left corner, I guess it is, of the narthex, that's the room where all the money is kept, and your letters are there. So we would appreciate it if you would pick it up at that time. All right, I think that's it. Please, thank you from me to all of you, because so many of you I have known for a long, long time. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're still part of our art show. We're very proud of this year's show. To everybody that made it, the trustees, you guys were just great this year. At least we gave you good weather. The day you picked up the panels, it wasn't snowing, and today it isn't snowing either. So we'll see you all next year, same time, same place, and we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
A fresh anointing falls from heaven and covers me, mind, body, and soul. I am completely enveloped in a cascading whirlwind of love. It brings an abundance of joy, peace, kindness, and gentleness. Out of this powerful whirlwind comes the most peaceful presence I've ever known. I hear its soft whispers as it beckons me nearer. It knows me by name and calls me its sweet child. I feel its warm touch as it lightly kisses my cheek. It heals my yesterdays that I may have happier tomorrows. It removes all bitterness from my core, and I taste the sweet sanctity of its blessed holiness. It restores my soul as it provides me with the fullness of its grace, mercy, and forgiveness. When I close my eyes and look beyond myself, I can see its face. It is pure beauty, pure wonder, and pure magnificence. Its glorious light is brilliant, marvelous, and amazing. Then it takes me by the hand and lifts me off my feet. Our spirits join together as we twirl around, dancing about in unison. Once the dancing ends, I am tenderly placed back on my feet. But the music remains indelibly etched deep within my soul. And I am forever transformed by the Spirit of God.
Quilts, a poem by Nikki Giovanni. Like a fading piece of cloth, I am a failure. No longer do I cover tables filled with food and laughter. My seams are frayed, my hems falling, my strength no longer able to hold the hot and cold. I wish for those first days when I was just woven, I could keep water from seeping through, repelled stains with the tightness of my weave, dazzled the sunlight with my reflection. I grow old, though, pleased with my memories. The tasks I can no longer complete are balanced by the love of the tasks gone past. I offer no apology, only this plea. When I am frayed and strained and drizzle at the end, please, someone, cut a square and put me in a quilt that I might keep some child warm, and some old person with no one else to talk to will hear my whispers and cuddle near.
The evening flying wings and soaring leap, as I surrender God to sleep, as I surrender God to sleep, as I
If Music Be the Food of Love, a poem by Colonel Henry Eveningham. If music be the food of love, sing on till I am filled with joy. For then, my listening soul, you move with pleasures that can never cloy. Your eyes, your mien, your tongue declare that you are music everywhere. Pleasures invade both eye and ear, so fierce the transports are, they wound. And all my senses feasted are, though yet the treat is only sound. Sure, I must perish by our charms, unless you save me in your arms.
If music be the food of love, sing on, sing on, sing on till I am filled with joy. For then my listening soul you move, for then my listening soul you move to pleasures that can never close, to pleasures that can never close. Your tongue declare that you are music everywhere. Your eyes, your mien, your tongue declare that you are music, that you are music everywhere. Pleasures invade both eye and ear,
What a beautiful song. What a beautiful text. I'm Tim Eck, the director of music here. Thank you so much for coming out here today to support the arts, the visual arts, the musical arts, the literary arts. Thank you. The arts, thanks you. Thank you to all those who worked so hard to make this concert happen. They're listed in the program, but we have to thank our anchor, Jeff Sonoda, who in addition to being a ping pong ball, literally had his hands in almost every musical performance. What a gift he has and what a gift he has shared with us. We appreciate that so much, Jeff. Thank you to the Reverend Dr. Cindy Parker, our senior pastor here, who truly values creativity and the creative spirit. Thank you. Our penultimate selection is April Snowdrops, and it was meant to include Julie Sarver on flute and Joe Minoki on clarinet, Jeff Sonoda on piano. And here is the epigraph that was included in Tchaikovsky's original work. The blue, pure snowdrop, flower, and near it the last snowdrops, the last tears over past griefs, and first dreams of another happiness.